All right. It's been about 2 months since I've touched Tears of the Kingdom. Unintentional, but also just very busy. As I've said over and over and over again. Yeah, last time I played this was quite a while ago. So I did play this once off part to find a bunch of shrines in the area so that I can just teleport to them. I can basically explore the overworld. There's not a whole lot, honestly, going on in the overworld. If my voice sounds a little hoarse today, it's because I've been doing a lot of talking, so it's a little dried out. Um, but yeah, so I've done a lot of traveling in the overworld, mainly to the south and in the east. I have not touched anything in the north or the west. So I've been through Farron Woods along the coastline down here. I've been up to Hateno Village. I forget what we were doing last time, but yeah, it's been 2 months since I played this. So I went up here into Akala. I went to Terrytown. Actually, no, I don't believe I went. I don't think I went to Terrytown. No, I did not go to Terrytown. I went to this shrine next to Terrytown. Epona is left over here because I rode Epona down through this whole spiral, and the whole thing is just filled with monsters. Anytime you see one of these, like, skulls, there's generally a boss that I encountered there, some sort of overworld boss. A few of them are Gleoks, some of them aren't. But yeah, this one is a Gleok, funny enough. This is a lightning one. I've only seen I believe last time while we were out and about, I just saw this fire one on the Bridge of Hylia. But yeah, so it's a lot of boring stuff, honestly. I didn't even feel like recording it. I just kind of sat on my bed and just played it for like 5 hours or something. Just to get some shrines activated as warp points and for puzzles to do today. But the first thing that we need to do that I was completely unaware of for virtually the entirety of the first two parts is where to get the paraglider and how to activate the towers around the world. And I apparently did the stupid thing and just kind of went off and ran around and did my own fun with the game, which is apparently wrong from most... That's the funny thing going from Breath of the Wild to this, is that everybody I kind of talked to about, like, yeah, I don't know where this thing is, and they're all just like, you were playing the game wrong because you didn't go to Lookout Landing first and foremost. And I didn't know where that was. I kept getting told where it was. Like, I kept getting told, like, hey, you need to go to Lookout Landing. There's things there. I'm just like, okay, well, where is it? Apparently it's smack dab right here in front of Hyrule Castle. Why would my first instinct be to go to Hyrule Castle in this game? That has never been my first instinct in any instance of playing Breath of the Wild, so why would I go here first in this game? But that's apparently what we do. I don't know what this dude's on about. So, sorry about my voice today. If it sounds a little tired, raspy. I've been doing a lot of talking today. Who are you? Bonnie. Hey, traveler, I'd stay away from that stuff if you care about your health. Folks are calling it gloom. If you get any on you, you'll start losing your strength. I touched some gloom while poking around in the depths, and now look at me. The worst of it will recover on its own, little by little, so long as you're on the surface. But while you're in the depths, you won't recover at all. I thought I was going to die down there. Yep. Anyway, yeah, I'm aware of a lot of things that have come through the cracks. Speaking of cracks, there's a giant one right here. Let's just push him real quick. Push him real quick and see how fast he goes down there. We can't because his buddy, we'll see. There is terror of imminent death in this man's eyes. Hey, buddy, what's the big idea? You can't just walk up behind someone who's standing on the edge of a chasm. For one thing, a nasty accident like that will surely halt the research here. Yep. Chasm investigation is super important right now for the Zonai survey team. If even one researcher had to stop, Joshua, who's hard at work on plans over at Lookout Landing, would cry, "Not okay." Who's Josh? Oh. Joshua is the chasm investigation leader. Oh. See that tower over there? Yeah, the one everybody on the internet's been telling me I need to go to so that I played the game right. I just find it's a frustrating irony when it's a game like this, like Breath of the Wild, where people tell you you're not playing the game right. It's like, what is a right way to play a game like this? The whole point of these two games is to do whatever you want. But I have gotten that sentiment so much for the amount of places I've been in this game and have done, to the fact that I haven't gone here yet. And I don't know if that's sparked out of jealousy or just arrogance or what. I don't know, man. I'm here now. I'm getting the stupid cloth. It'll be done in a second. That's where you'll find your base of operations. And incidentally, Joshua. Oh. She's a genius. Such a genius, in fact. They say that she's the next up-and-coming Purah. She's in charge of the depths and the chasm investigation team. But even so, Joshua. I thought it was Joshua. Joshua's still a kid, and there's no telling what dangers are down there. As such, she's not allowed into the depths, so our Zonai survey team is helping with the investigation. Oh. It's the holes that showed up during the upheaval. Is that what we're calling when... Fine. It's a little dumb, but it's fine. It's a mystery. Go to Joshua. Okay. So this Joshua girl knows exactly what's going on. We're calling the castle being lifted into the sky the upheaval. That's as generically boring and kind of dumb as when people call a scandal in politics something gate. It's like, oh, this politician had some sort of freak incident at a Taco Bell. Let's call it Taco Gate or something like that. I don't know, man. It's just, eh. Right, so this is Lookout Landing. I have yet to be here. So let's go talk to Purah. I know we meet Purah here. I think Robbie is here. I have not heard anything about that guy yet. I do know that Purah is, as the internet has turned her into, she is very sexy. I will not mince words on that. It's a little weird seeing these cart stations around, to be honest. I'm not really big into the whole crafting thing. That was all burned out of me in playing virtually a decade of Minecraft, so I'm kind of good on the crafting aspect, to be honest. I'll do it for the puzzles, but I don't need to be, like, riding around in a cart. That's the other thing, is most of when I traversed all of Akala and the southern Farron Woods and all that stuff, that was all me walking around, basically. She's in the large building, okay. You two remind me of the two dudes who were guarding the village at the beginning of Shenmue 3. I know one of them was Shiren. Shiren is the one who vanished magically. Scorpus? Well, Scorpion, I don't believe we've met before. You know who I am. Robbie! Yo! It's been 6 years since I first met you. What a pleasant evening! Hey, you! Where have you been? Robbie. He looks a smidge Gollum-y older. He just looks a little more wrinkled. Just a smidge wrinkled. Don't answer that. Tell me later. For now, you should hurry and go talk to Purah. She's been in a tizzy ever since you and the princess disappeared. She's in the building with the telescope, up on the 2nd floor. Go see her and give her some peace of mind, will you? You're awesome, dude. You still got the freaky lizard eye headset things. Yeah. They're still whizzing around. Nice. Nice. It is good to see him. You son of a bitch. You're here too? Pose. So what? First off, I can't really make heads or tails of whatever music's playing on right now. But, this is that stupid statue that was up on the plateau that we had to, like, talk to briefly. They, like, have to do with the depths? The depths. They're in the depths. Ooh. The depths had the bad. Ooh. Ooh. Also, one other thing, I don't know if I talked about this last time, but I'm remembering now the reason why there's no Sheikah technology in the land there's so much Sheikah technology all over the kingdom in Breath of the Wild, and it's all just gone. It is inexplicably unmentioned, it's just all gone. And that is apparently due to Princess Zelda, actually. She ordered everybody in the years after Breath of the Wild to take apart and dismantle all Sheikah technology that they could find in the land to pretty much just prevent Ganon, if he ever returns, from taking all of it over again, the way he did before in Breath of the Wild. So it was a preventative measure to take away the existing defense systems that failed, that led to what happened in Breath of the Wild, pretty much. So now all you mostly have left in the overworld is all the Zonai stuff that's fallen out of the sky and pre-existing ruins from before the events of Breath of the Wild. I don't know if Purah's going to talk about that at all, but...
What?
So this is Joshua. That hair, those eyes. Doc!
Oh.
Dr. Purah! The swordsman has returned. And here we get our introduction.
Okay. Now where have you been? Linky, you're not a ghost, are you? Hey. That looks interesting.
That's the voice actor for Sakura from Naruto.
Phew. One step at a time. What exactly happened?
Oh yeah, she's hot. Okay. Well, you see, I was thrown into the sky. Oh, he's actually narrating back what happened.
Castle. You discover a mysterious mummy.
Mm-hmm.
Which suddenly reanimates.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's not narrating, she is, for what he told her.
Then Zelda falls into a fissure.
We never returned into that chasm, apparently, actually, either, without
Must have been when
glitching.
the castle rose and the ruins fell.
That's what I've heard. I don't know.
Then, later, you wake up on a sky island, saved by the arm that was stuck to the mummy.
This is actually a good recap since it's been 2 months.
You get the Pura pad from an unusual creature. And learn that your new arm belonged to someone named Rauru. The Master Sword disappears. You hear the princess's voice and find your way here.
I love how it's then, but what she said was, what? She listed, she said all that, and she's just like, what? What? Are you saying you came from up there? Yes. This Rauru you met, I think he's what the first king of Hyrule was named. He's also the light sage from Ocarina of Time. Are they one and the same? So much of this doesn't make sense yet. But I'm certain that mummy you found under the castle must be related to the upheaval. The castle rising up, the ruins falling down from the sky. The mummy must be connected to it somehow. It's canon! And then there's the most important detail of all. Are you sure that you heard the princess speak to you? And she gave you a clear message to find her. If that truly was the princess, then that means she's alive. Maybe she's trapped beneath the castle and needs help. In generic Nintendo fashion, well, the princess might be in the castle somewhere and you need to find her, Link. That settles it. I know you only just returned, Link. But I need you to meet with the search party up by Hyrule Castle. They've been searching tirelessly for you two. The captain in charge of the search is named Hawes. Work with him and you can find the princess as quickly as you can.
Yes.
I know that mummy may still be lurking somewhere around there. What is concerning, to say the least, but we have more immediate problems to deal with right now. I'm counting on you, Linky. Okay. So what you got in your house? What is this? Notes on the upheaval. She drew a little sketch, a little chalk sketch of her own glasses. That's cute. What is some of this stuff? That looks like notes on a mighty thistle. Hey, reader book. On that day, the land shook, and huge chasms that seemed bottomless opened in the ground. The clouds billowed and rolled and floated as floating islands appeared in the skies, raining chunks of ruins down on us. And strangest of all, Hyrule Castle began to float in the air. It's hard to believe this is our world now. Whoever started calling it the upheaval had the right idea. I would have named it something more dramatic, but it's fine. An evil-looking haze surged up from the chasms that opened on the surface. The haze were... yeah, it's gloom, miasma. Calling it gloom. We decided to call the islands hanging in the sky Sky Islands. Simple and to the point, it seemed. I still prefer calling them Skylands. That shortens it, it makes it speedy, and it's catchy. We still understand so little about the Zonai civilization. All we know is that it flourished in the sky. While it's true that the upheaval has posed major problems in every aspect of life in Hyrule, can't deny that it's also presented us with an opportunity to answer questions we've long had about our history. I'm just going to stop. We're fine. I'm good. This is like her loft. She like lays here and just reads books all day or something. It's her bedroom. I don't know what this is. Maybe this is for Joshua? Purah's diary. Oh god. A stairway leading deep beneath Hyrule Castle has been discovered. I'm just going to skim through this. My voice does not want to read all of this. Okay. Wait, what was that? What was the last, like, page? I've decided to store this diary in 4 volumes. That way if a nosy someone reads it, they'll only have a quarter of it. Such ideas are the fruits of genius. As for the first one, I think I'll entrust it to who else but Impa. Speaking of Impa, she's had a cute habit of hiding information, important items underneath things ever since she was a child. I've had a fond memory of when she forgot about a hidden steam bun beneath a cushion and then sat on it, squashed it flat. Diaries are flat to begin with, but as they are more important than a bun, I hope she finds a better hiding spot than a cushion. Okay, so that's a little subquest thing to find these diaries. Seems Impa has the first one. This article up on the wall almost looks like a wanted poster, but it's of Zelda and me. Well, Link. And here comes a blood moon. She's even critiquing how Link looks. Alright. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba.
When the glow of the blood...
Yes, when the glow of the blood. Oh, what are you? Whatever it is, it seems to be inactive. It's not lit up properly. Oh, it's a lookout tower, literally. There's a shrine right outside Hyrule Castle. I could use my amiibos right now. I'll use like 2 of them. Okay, that's useless. It's another useless one. My audio itself should be better than when I last played this. I'm using the settings that I did for Sonic Origins Plus that I just did a few days ago. Ooh, the champion fabric for the soon-to-be-gotten glider. Yeah, I need the glider to get down into the depths, which is where everything's kind of screwed up because, like, I need to finish the plateau quest that I started last time. I need to get into the depths, apparently. And the only real way to do that without a lot of hassle is getting the glider. And the depths is massive, apparently. It is pretty much an entire secondary world underneath the overworld. Okay, that fox just disappeared into nothing. There should be a team here, apparently. Is it this dude? Are you Haas? Olaf? He's at the gate tower. Does that mean he's up over there or up over here? I'm gonna guess he's back over here then, if he's at the lower gates. I can't believe they got rid of my whistle run. Man. Oh, hey, you're here. Let me just, not that. Yeah, I'm still kind of mildly annoyed at this. It does not feel as... It's not as fluid as Magnesis, and this is ridiculous to me. Can I do this? No. It's like, just let me... There's no Z-axis, and that annoys the crap out of me. There's the Y and X axis. It doesn't have any sort of angular Z-axis to itself. You have to kind of jostle it around until you get it right like that. And that's just like, man, come on. And even that technically still doesn't work, which is a bit annoying to me. I'm sorry. Right, so I need to find a way to get that up. Maybe some other time, but I got other things to do. Alright, so... I do not see him up here, so... That's fun. Nope. I mean, he's gotta be over there then. I don't know if this is smart or stupid. I don't know if we're going anywhere. We are not. Well, time to pray to the goddess Hylia because we made a really stupid mistake. Never mind, we're fine. I thought I did something really dumb there. Okay, there's another one falling out of the sky, but... Alright. That could have gone way worse than I thought. Alright, so he should be up on this. Should. TM. Unless that dude down there is a liar. A dirty, dirty liar. The first gatehouse. Okay. Yeah, it is a little weird to be coming here when everything that we've been through so far in this game has happened. Man, yeah, the render distance in this just doesn't seem as good as Breath of the Wild. Like, the definition and textures on things, it just seems a lot blurrier a lot sooner. I don't know if that's a resource management thing, but it just isn't great. Wait, where's Haas? The gatehouse? Is he in here? Does not look like it. I think he's inside here. Because these are normally where you fight the Lionels. Perpin. Ooh, there's some weird juddering going on. Haas. Sorry, but I'm in the middle of something. Huh? Link, is that you? You're alive! And all in one piece, it looks. Does that mean Princess Zelda is safe too? What a relief. Hang on, you're alone? But you heard the princess calling out to you and you're here to help with the search. I see. Maybe I don't. I'm a little confused. I don't have your magical powers. But that doesn't matter right now. What matters is continuing our search for Princess Zelda. I am relieved to see you come up here and help us, though. We needed some good news. The sheer amount of gloom that has gotten overwhelming. Our work carries on, but we've been a bit dead in the water. Captain, it's Princess Zelda! Oh, shit. Princess Zelda, she's safe. That's not Princess Zelda. Wait, what? You saw that too, Link. You saw Princess Zelda turn into light and fly off, right? How strange. This is an emergency situation. Why would she leave without saying a word to us? We need to let Purah know about this and as soon as possible. Considering what we just witnessed, I think it makes sense for us to withdraw for a bit. Please, you must tell Purah about what has happened here. I have been spoiled on one thing that is very, very crucial to the story. I won't say anything, but yes, I don't believe that that is Zelda. The internet's a magical thing where you just unintentionally find out information, even if you're not looking for it, right? So, yeah. A lot of people who have played this game already know. I know, even though I've just started the game, so that's a bit of a shame. But I don't know the details around that. I just know what is. I misjudged this. I need to go down, because I still don't have the glider. So I gotta walk all the way around again. I have a few things I can talk about while we are walking all the way back to Lookout Landing. I went on vacation for a few weeks this past month. Not this month, but the previous month in June. Went up to Mackinac Island, which is always a good time. It was raining the whole time, though, so for my photo projects I was doing up there, I was literally in the middle of a forest on an island with no cars, which is lovely. But the whole time it was just raining. It was just raining out there. So it was not the summer paradise vacation adventure that I was looking for, but it was... I'm never upset when I'm there. It's a lovely place. And I took some pretty damn good photos there. And the week after that, I went back to Chicago again, as I normally do, and saw Hadestown on Chicago's Broadway program, whatever thing that is, and it was phenomenal. It is now my favorite Broadway production. I've known about Hadestown for years because my brother loves it, but I've never known anything about it. It's the story of Orpheus, and it's its own little thing, and I very, very much like it. I was very entertained, and the performers were brilliant. It was some damn good music and performances. The set design and costumes were also on mark. They were fantastic. And I went to while I was there as well, I went to the Van Gogh exhibit that was at least at the Art Institute. I think that's going on till September or August or something like that. And that was wonderful as well. I picked up a full Polaroid photography book. They have a small section, they have a lower basement quadrant relegated to photography art in the Institute. And most of it was pretty generic. I was kind of surprised about that. A lot of it was not interesting. It was by this dude called Hojo or something, or Hoji. I forget what his name was. And it's some pretty generic black and white photography. It's fine, but it's nothing that is... It's just nothing that's different. It's nothing that's really creative. It's a lot of pictures of people in generic poses, which is not my thing, but some people like portrait photography. I find it kind of boring, but that's just me. A lot of it was good professional work, but none of it was interesting, is what I'll say about it. It was fine. The most interesting image that I saw there on display was this work by this dude who took a photo on a leaf, which to me was kind of nuts, but the science behind it makes sense. He put some photographic retaining chemicals on a leaf that he had in Indonesia because he didn't have his gear with him, and he took a portrait photo of somebody with a leaf out of this box he had constructed to do so. So to me, that belonged in a museum, and that was very interesting. I'm just, in my mind, I'm just like, well, this dude just did some generic black and white portrait photography. A lot of my work should be in a museum. That's 10 times more insane than what he's done, but still. That's a little bit of like bias ego for the effort aspect of things of myself. It's just like, I've done more crazy stuff than this. Alright, Pearl, we got a ghost hanging around.
What?
You telling me the Princess Zelda was at the castle, and then she transformed into light and flew off? I gotta say, your stories are always wild. But if you're telling me that's what you saw, then I've gotta believe it. Sounds like we need to change our approach. Since the princess flew off, maybe we should direct our efforts and dig into the upheaval for now, at least. I've already got a few regions in mind to start exploring. I bet we'll pick up a few clues about where she flew off if we look around. You still got the Purapad, right? It's a little worse for wear, but it seems to be functioning. Map, map, map. Aha! Oh, right, I forgot that before we can look at your overall map of Hyrule, we need to add map data to that from right around Lookout Landing, and for that, we need our Skyview Tower. Joshua, what's the status of the Skyview Tower right now? Structure looks complete, blah, 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 yes. I know we need to get into this thing and get map data. Please, just hurry up. I don't need to look at the whole beautiful structure. Free beds and a kitchen. That is nice. Mubs? He is the shopkeep here. He has a wonderful name.
Yeah. Check it. Woohoo!
Oh, hey.
What?
What are you doing up here? I don't know, I was just dropping in. What are you doing up here?
Oh. Uh-huh.
You fix it yet? Did you turn it on and off yet?
Hey. Hey.
Okay, that has now activated all of them across the world. That is nice. I could have used that last time when I went to one, but sure.
Oh.
The Skyview towers are active.
Yeah.
I'm aware what these do for you to activate them. They throw you up into the sky. They really couldn't just keep the existing towers, though? If they were going to build new towers like this, why not just keep the old ones? These still use Sheikah technology.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Thank you. Finally. Finally, we have the paraglider.
Ah. Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh no. I've seen this in a movie. We are go for launch. Cause I'm free falling. Link, you're falling to the ground. I don't think now's the time to look at your tablet. Oh, so now we're literally... It literally shoots us into the sky, and now we're just free falling. Okay, that's why we needed the glider. And that's why they only give it to us once this happens. If we went to the tower earlier, we would have just been launched into the sky if it was active. And we would have died on impact. Okay. We should talk to Purah. I'd love to go get a move on with getting other towers and shrines, but we should see what she has to say about all this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yes. Hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Ah. Yeah.
Okay, it is so nice to have the paraglider back. That is natural. That is natural for feeling in this game. Just... Yes, I can do that. And I also have all these patterns now. It doesn't seem like I can swap them on the fly, though. Eh. Alright, now that that is done, here comes the part that is going to be quick and interesting. Before we go back here to do the stuff that's in the depths, we're going to go see about getting some towers and such. And do some shrines along the way. This is going to be a very shrine-heavy day. Now the real question is where to begin. Where is that tower? No, I don't want that. There. Where is that relative to other... Okay, that's yellow. That would be all the way down here. So let's go here and try to get that tower. Okay, looks like we're getting the one in Farron first. Let's do this shrine first, and then we'll go get the tower. So yeah, I've ran around a lot of these areas, just getting shrines that I see. Apparently there's more shrines in this game than in Breath of the Wild, which is curious. Built for rails. Okay. Well, I don't see any wheels anywhere, so I'm not sure where that comes into play. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's just moving on its own, okay. I was gonna get those fans out, the Zonai fans, to push it forward, but I guess it's doing it on its own. That works too. Nice. Hmm. Is that exactly how I imagine that? No. Let's just see if this kind of works in a way. Not really. Can I save this? Could I flip it upside down and maybe it'd work? If, like, the top were thinner instead of the bottom? And I died. Man, that's kind of lame. All that work I just did is gone. Let's try a different way. Okay, it's standing up. That's good. This is the most shit-ass minecart I have ever seen, but it's working. Well, sure. I'll take it. Can I not just walk up these rails like I've done before? Guess what we're doing, guys? We're gonna try this. As utterly stupid as it is, I think I'm gonna give it a try. I'll give it a solid try, and if I fail, I will die, so... Getting on and staying on these rails is a lot harder than it looks. I was amazed I was able to do it on that first part. That was one of the first things I've done with this game, was do something stupid with the rail system, which is walk along it. Especially where I did walk along it. That was insane. Come on. Okay, let's give this a shot. It probably won't work because we got to jump to the next one. And I'm already falling off, so yeah. I don't think this is going to work. Let me see the distance between that and the next rail. Yeah, that would be asking a lot. Do we have to jump anywhere else off from there? No, but we'd have to basically master that. What would we do here? I see what it wants. I'm going to give it a solid try. Maybe not. I'll do 3 more jump attempts at getting onto this rail. If not, I'll do... We're going to give it a shot. If I fall off this again, we're not getting back on. Like, it's trying to push me, and the rail is a little concave on the sides, so it's trying to push me off on those. That's what I'm fighting against right now. You can see me kind of slanted there. It's trying to push me off the rail on the left side. But the thing is, if I get too much over, it'll make me walk over the whole thing just kind of almost passively. I do see what it wants me to do for this, though. That's kind of now why I want to try doing this, to do it my own way. Yeah, I can't just stand still sometimes. Too much momentum, carried over. It would have to be this rail, too, because it's the closest one. The other one kind of goes off a bit to the left too far. Alright, we're on. If you're wondering what I look like while I'm doing this rail stuff, I am like a cat about to pounce on a mouse. That is what I look like right now. My eyes are as wide as they can be. You gotta be. Each step closer brings me a little bit more to my goal. Do it one more time. It kind of looked like I phased through that, but sure. Fine, we'll do it the way it wants. I will concede. This is the boring way that the game wants us to do this. Not exactly that. There we go. Like, it's fine. It's fun. It's a little roller coaster ride. It would have been funner if I walked along this whole thing. Oh god, going down this would have been nuts. I would have probably died here doing that. But yeah, this is it. There we go. Overall, that's not a bad shrine. Everything's so green. Alright, let's go to this tower and get the map. There's some bokoblins down there on the road. There's a Korok that I will totally ignore. I need to reach my friend. I'm sorry, buddy, but you're gonna sit on this rock for the entirety of this file's existence. Is there something up above this? Poplar Foothills Skyview Tower. Not specifically, so I'm not going to risk that. Well, there. That looks interesting. We'll drop down that after this. Why doesn't it want to start up is my question. It should. Why can't I... Why? Do I have to do something else to activate this? I don't get it. The lights are on for it to turn on. Everything seems fine. We're gonna go down this well first, I guess. Where are we? Anyone here, please? Whomst are you? Can it... Okay, that's kind of annoying how you have to let the thing scroll through the whole item wheel just to get back to the start again. I don't have any bomb arrows, actually, so I need to go get some at my next convenience, but... Yeah, unless there's one in here, this looks like a decent environment for that. I don't see anything, though. I'd say bomb arrows are the biggest inconvenience in the game, actually, so far. Okay, there's a chest here. What is this? A Knight's Claymore. Sure, I'll get rid of my current sword. Do I not have anything, really? Alright, so we're gonna just teleport back up to the Sky Islands, I think. We're gonna go get some bombs first, because this game has a chronic issue of not having any bombs. Then we'll come back down here, we'll get that, and we will see who this person is. This is a slight issue I've had with this game since I got it, is that there's these moments where it's like, oh, I can't do the thing. Why can't I do the thing? Never in Breath of the Wild, really, did I have a moment where I was like, why can't I do the thing? Because the things you can't do in that are like have an electrical shield that will have an electrical shield that shoots lightning out when you're in the middle of a fight, or an extra life, or flying through the sky. It was never things that felt core to the gameplay. It was accessory items that made the game a lot easier to play. So far, a lot of my issues with this is just not being able to play the game because core things just aren't here. I'm just glad I know of a place I can kind of farm some bomb plants. And I got that wrong. It wasn't an electric shield, it was a Daruk shield. So, yeah. I don't have a thunder ability to call down the gods and strike my foes through the heart with their piercing thunder. And I don't have Daruk's protection. Things like that. Those were all accessory abilities. This is just like, oh, I don't have bombs to blow up this thing that's in front of me. But, like, I need to do that to solve this puzzle. I don't know. Core things like that just never... My concern about solving puzzles or going to different places was never dependent to me upon, like, items I have, aside from, like, the chili peppers for being too cold or in the desert for being too hot. But at the same time... you can still go to those places and just deal with the repercussions of that. I don't know. It's just me nitpicking. Let's go back, break that open, see if this thing or person or whomstever is down there. if they're able to activate the tower. I don't know why the tower's not activating. It's not letting me interact with it, even though I thought the whole purpose of what we went to Lookout Landing was for... And we had a cutscene showing that it should be a thing now. Like, you can see it's lit up. I don't know. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Here we go. Oh. You look like a follower of Hudson. Elmerson. Yeah, I was right. Could you just help me? What's wrong? I set off a trap in the ruins and now I'm stuck. Oh, what a mess. What were you trying to do? You see a switch? If you press that, you should be able to get me out of this. There's a cave entrance over there. I got in that way. I'm begging you, mister. I'm trusting you. Okay. So, let's see what that is about, too. I think we're gonna have to... Yeah, we're gonna have to teleport out and get back out again. So we gotta look for a cave entrance around here. How much you bet it's gonna be down in that ravine next to the tower over there? Hey buddy, one of your co-followers is stuck in a death trap. Maybe you guys should stop exploring Hyrule and leave that for me. You numbskulls are gonna get yourselves killed. Alright, so if he was over there... the entrance should be like around here? Maybe? Somewhere? Anywhere? Oh boy. Watch there just be like a Lionel down here or something. This is that destroyed town from before. There's a Moblin boss, well, a Bokoblin boss down here. With his platoon. I'm gonna die pretty quickly if I get found by them, but I'm gonna walk by them anyway. Yo, he's got a fat ass. That thick moblin ussy. I'm sorry. I don't see a... I do not see any sort of cave down here. So... I'm gonna walk back up. There's that's jutting out there a little bit. The tower looks so... That almost looks like in Sonic Adventure 1, when you look at Eggman's tower off in the distance from the Mystic Ruins, that's what that's reminding me of. It just looks so over the top and dramatic. Maybe that's why Purah dismantled the Sheikah Towers. They weren't fabulous enough. They didn't have that style. Let me take a look at what's going on here. Is that it? I think that's the cave entrance right there, yep. Bloop beep. Alright, here we go. Yeah, this looks like an old mine shaft. Okay, so I freed him and he gave me $50. Is that what was in the chest? Whatever. I got a free 50. So that had nothing to do with the tower, which is kind of a bummer. I'm not gonna lie, I had a weird moment where I was like, you know, I should get a heart soon so I can heal my energy. When you can just eat things in this game and get your hearts back. You know, I think it would have been faster if I teleported back to that tower again, but... Too bad. Yeah, because we don't have to take out these Moblin encampments to my knowledge. That was never spoken of with Purr about these things. So I don't know why this one's just not starting up. Oh, he had to do maintenance on it. That's why. So sometimes I guess you do have to get somebody to be here to do stuff for one, huh? It makes a little sense. It's a little inconvenient, but sure. Well, we got the tower, and we got him, so everything should be alright. What is that? This is a very unique looking island. It's star-shaped. Almost looks like a fountain. Is it a fairy fountain or something? What is this? It's entirely a structure. What is this? It's etched in ancient Hyrulean text. You cannot read it. Can I take pictures with this thing still? It doesn't seem like I can take pictures with this at the moment. Character profiles. Heir to the power that imprisons darkness. She sacrificed her freedom 100 years ago to keep Calamity Ganon sealed away. Highest authority on ancient technology. She has used herself as a test subject in her experiments. Despite being over a century in age, she reversed her aging to the extreme and actually looked like a child not too long ago. Robbie. An engineer whose eccentric style adds a lot to his reputation as a wild genius. Why hasn't she allowed Robbie to use the ancient, like the de-aging technology? Maybe he doesn't want it. Maybe he's humble and he's just accepted that he will die. I guess I don't know. Paya, chief of the Sheikah tribe. She has considerable affection for Link, in part because of her grandmother's many tales about him. Taro. It says expert in Zonai riding, so he probably won't be much help at this location because it's ancient Hylian. Rauru. Okay, well that's this tower. The closest thing to here is actually Kakariko Village, huh? One thing I'm doing outside of like my photography and this and real work and everything else is I'm currently the audio director for a gig. So that's another big thing I've been doing. I'm busy. So this is just another thing that I'm currently doing. I forgot that there was one of these gachapon machine things here, and it looks so weird not up in the Skylands, because it's amongst all these normal Sheikah houses I've seen forever, and then there's just this giant toy machine out here. I'm just like, what? Okay, so the tower is back up over here. I can see the lights for it actually in the distance. So yeah, that's another gig I'll be dealing with, another project I'll be dealing with for the next few months. I'm excited to do it. I am grateful to be doing it, but it will take up more time. Time is a currency, and time is valuable. And I'm glad that I have time today to be playing this. There's another bloopy. I think I just missed it there. Is that a Rito? I think it is. Yep. Billison. What's going on? The terminal of the Skyview Tower needs repairs. I came to fix it, but the door won't open. It isn't locked, but it won't budge. I know it's a sliding door, that's what I mean, obviously. I worked up an appetite getting my brain in gear for this. I bet the nearby caves would have some tasty mushrooms. You want me to go into the caves here? Whoa, this is the first time I've seen one of these. I've seen these in the trailers for this game. It's one of those walking taluses that has a battlement on top of it. Okay, now I know that's here. But I need to get into the caves that are apparently here. Battle Talus. It is straight up called a Battle Talus. There's a cave. Sahasra Slope Cave. That's a reference to Sahasrara. Okay. Oh no, is it those Horriblins? I think it is. What happened? Oh, I blew myself up. I was too close. Whoa, okay. Suddenly a bunch of keys. Do I still have my, Yes, good. Yep, it's some Horriblins. They do some dazzle fruit on them. Okay, there's more. Horriblin guts. Yeah, it looks like they were just kind of chilling in here. Why can't I pick this up? I had to, like, stand on top of it. Shield of the Mind's Eye. We're good. We're gonna need to go back up and get more bombs, I think, soon. Well, I didn't specifically see the mushrooms you wanted, but I was down there and I got some mushrooms.
Oh. Ah. Oh. Ah. Oh.
Just break it down. Did you want me to, like, place these bright shrooms in front of you? Nothing?
Oh.
I really don't get what's going on here, but sure. It's like I got the mushrooms that were here. I don't really know what he wants. He has not told me what he wants. He just told me to go into the cave, and I went into the cave, and I got the mushrooms, and I didn't know what else to do. That mountain looks stupid. Can you just tell me what you want, man? I got your motherfucking mushrooms. Do you need something else? Can I drop meals? No. So it doesn't make sense if he wanted, like, me to make him a mushroom stew or something. Obviously, he doesn't want the mushrooms in the caves.
Oh.
Totally worth it. What is this? It's like a heart. What is this used for? Do I give it to my bird friend and then, like, he gets some sort of spark of, I don't know, something? Then he decides to open the door? What is this? Hey. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Can I fuse it with him? Here's your Talus heart. What was the point of that? It's like, cool, I beat the Talus. I don't get what the point of that, of the heart was, and I already Did the caves? I don't get what's going on, guys. I don't really know. I'm almost borderline wanting to just bail on this, look it up and see what he wants, and then come back to it next time. It's too vague. It's like I show up here, it's like, I used to go to the caves below here and get mushrooms, and I do that, I get the mushrooms, and he doesn't want them. I beat the Talus boss that was right outside here, too, and that did nothing. These are my issues, like, these are my issues with this game. It's just like, everything's so vague, and nothing is told to you, but it's expecting you to figure it out, and to, like, just know this stuff. And it's like, with Breath of the Wild, I never had any of these, like, weird, just progression issues of exploring and having fun with the world and such. It's like, oh, you see thing, you go to thing, thing work, you do thing. With this, it's like, we'll tell you a vague story about what you need to do here, but we won't tell you exactly what's needed. And even if we tell you that, it might not be the entire story behind it. It's like, what? It's like, yeah, I already did the caves in there. I have the mushrooms that were in there. And the cave's now reset itself. That is lovely.
Oh.
I was hoping maybe I could glitch myself in there, but that doesn't seem to be the case either. You know, screw this shit. I'm looking this up. This is so frustrating. Alright, so what is this? Billison's mushroom quest belongs to... Many players have problems with this quest because they cannot find the required mushrooms. Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. You are kidding me with this shit. So, apparently people have had issues with this shrine because this is unexplained and stupid. Exactly what I just said too about, oh well, it says that you do this thing and then you just get nothing for it. He tells you to go find mushrooms in the cave. The mushrooms is bullshit. The mushrooms don't do anything. Do you know what you do? Do you know what you do for this? Thank God this half of the tunnel has stayed open. Yeah. Yeah. I did it wrong, but that's what you do apparently. So I need to get down under this thing properly and jump through. That is what this quest wants. Him talking about his mushroom stuff is bullshit. He doesn't want you to get him mushrooms. He doesn't care. There's another tunnel. There's another goddamn tunnel, and I don't have the bombs for it. How appropriate. Can I just jump up through this? And get up into it, please? No? Okay. So we have to go to the Skylands again. And hope that the bombs have reset. You see my issues with this game so far? I'm having fun with playing in the game. I'm not having a super duperific time with a lot of the actual gameplay. That will change variably as I play the game, but today's not been super great. I don't think anything's reset because the like is still gone. No, nothing is. I'm still going to go through just to see if any of them have reset. Okay. Yeah, no. So none of the bomb spots are here. Can I buy any bombs from mobs? Like, I'm still trying to do just some basic stuff, man. I'm just trying to get to shrines and do some towers. And there's all this insanity around it. This dude looks like a giant pelican. Oh my god, is he a giant pelican?
Oh.
Yo, Pen! I love this guy. Look at him. Alright, coming back here was kind of neat to find this dude. Look at him. He's a giant pelican. A pelican Rito.
Oh. Sapow!
Yo, there he goes. See you later, man. See you, Pen. Now I just need to see a seagull variant Rito and maybe like a parakeet or something. Alright, let's go talk to mobs.
Hey?
Mubs. Buy my stuff? No, I don't want to sell my stuff.
Oh. Oh. Ah.
Lurlin. Lurlin is actually destroyed at the moment. What's his face? Not Hudson. Bolson. Bolson is actually over by Lurlin. If I were to go to Lurlin right now, teleport to the temple next to it, we'll meet Bolson. But we're not doing that right now. Ooh, my favorite outfit.
Oh. Ah. Oh.
Well, I can get my hood and
Ah.
outfit back. That's nice. They're not the same color yet, but now we're getting close to the Breath of the Wild. Now I just need my fancy boots and my proper pants. But the issue still remains on getting bombs. So until then, I know what that one's deal is. We'll come back to that later. Maybe we'll come across some bombs in the meantime. Let's go to... I want to get some height so I can see where another tower is. There's that one over there, but that one looks like it's for the Rito. I don't think I'm ready for the Rito yet. Let me double check, though. Where is... What tower is that? That is for this area right before the Rito area. There's a lot more designated areas than in Breath of the Wild. It's split up much more. So, like, what's this one behind us? It's for this area with the plateau. I do have a shrine right next to it. We'll go to it, see what's going on with it. Oh, right. It's this one. The one that I tried to do last time. That was disappointing when I finally did get to it, and it ended up not being something that was really possible for me to really do. Can I... No. Can I just zoop up through this? I would expect to, but it's not... Ooh. I think it's a height limit. Nice. Are there any sky islands around above this? Because that would be advantageous, and thinking a bit outside the box. Maybe I could skydive into this? There are? I could technically even jump off the main island up over here if I wanted to. I'm going to give that a shot. Sneaking in to me just seems way better than brute forcing this like I did last time. I know a lot of today has been zooping around in and out, but that's kind of what I'm having to deal with as well. It's mildly annoying. It's just like this is the only way I see a lot of this stuff working. No, okay, we're jumping off early, I guess. Okay, I was gonna say, is it not gonna let me do things? So we need to get over there. So it's not letting me free fly over there, which is a bit of a shame. There are sky islands that are closer up in the air. Do I have any food to regenerate my stamina? No. So, we're on our own with this. We are not going to survive. Yeah, we're dead. Can I teleport out real quick? Are there take-backsies? Is there a way for me to get out of this? Yeah, there is. Okay, we're fine. If we're falling from a great height, we can just teleport out. We'll be totally fine. Everything's good. So that idea is dead in the water. Yeah, because there's some sky islands pretty much right above it. This is one of those few times where I'm really wishing a fragment would come falling down so I could recall it. So then I can get some air. But that doesn't seem to be happening here. Yeah, they're not letting anybody in but for the front door. This kind of blows a little bit. Link, do not get too close. Can I grab that? Beware! Let me up, 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 let me up! Come on, let me up! You're not letting me up! Why aren't you letting me up? I have defeated the spiky ball. Why aren't you letting me up? You have got to be shitting me with some of this. What is the range on their hits? Why did I fall back down? Oh, he stepped... So they even know when I'm, like, below them and crap. It's like, while I'm ascending, they can walk over me and stop that, huh? Can they shoot me out of the air while I'm jumping up, too? Now is not the time to not have stamina. I don't care what I eat, just let me eat something. Let me in, 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 activate. Skip. Let me up. Thank you. Okay, we're done here. We have got the tower. We do not have to deal with this BS anymore. Screw you guys! Okay, we can take a look at whatever this sky island that is up here that we couldn't get to before. These are just kind of floating rocks. It looks like a shrine or temple of some type. Not a real shrine, but you know what I mean. An altar. Golden apple. Sundelion. Yeah, there's some good stuff up here. Now what's down here? It is very big and very bright, and I bet a lot of moths love it. There are fairies here. Do I have a jar that I could catch them in? It does not look like it, so... Oh, right, we don't have to catch them in jars in this one. We just have to kind of sneak up. What happens if I shoot a fairy? It just scares it off. I was going to say, does it blow up? Does it come try and attack me? That would be cute. Alright, so we got a fairy from that at least. I don't know what this is. It's kind of just a nice pool up here. Like, there's a launch platform for one of the Zonai aerial devices, but that's about it. There's another tower. That looks like it's for the Gerudo area. Like the Gerudo Highlands, maybe. Oh, okay. Let's hope we don't die from this. That was cool. I will admit, that was fun and cool. That guy is shooting rockets. Straight up. Stop it. Get some help. I'm pretty sure the Sundalines are going to be very, very useful when we start going into the depths, given what they're supposed to do from what I've heard. Not from people, but just from the game's description. It's supposed to, like, reverse gloom or something like that, or heal it. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get to that island with this, but we can give it a shot. Or are there other islands around here? I don't see any. That worked out terribly. Well, we failed that. Great. There is something up there? What is that? It's like a giant mass of cubes. But it's an enemy. Have I fought something like that before? I don't remember ever seeing something like that before. And we're out of glider. There is a shrine over here. I'm gonna grab it with my safety. We are back on the plateau, I believe, right now. There are so many bokoblins here. It's weird with my voice being kind of dead right now. I'm having to talk in like a slightly higher octave than my bass voice. So my voice is a bit up here right now. Which is fine. I normally have a slight tick upwards if I'm talking to people. My voice is not relaxed, it is strained, so it is being forced to do this. Why? I still don't understand how the floor masters work. They just kind of show up randomly out of nowhere, and you're pretty much screwed the moment that they pop out. Like this. I can't outrun them. So I'm kind of screwed on that. We're going up to Akala. I don't understand how the floor masters work. It's just they show up, you pretty much... I was lucky there just to even just kind of go unnoticed by hiding behind a tree. They show up and then you're just pretty much dead. I don't know how to fight them. I don't know if you can fight them because as soon as they grab you, they're fast. They are very fast. So there's Terrytown. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna skip you for now. I'm gonna go to the tower, get this map. After I get this map, I'm gonna go do a shrine or two, maybe 3. I'm enjoying this mildly. It's a little frustrating at parts, but this is kind of the main reason why I don't play too many Assassin's Creed games on the channel, is that a lot of the game is this. It's running around getting the towers and fast travel points, the viewpoints and all that, especially Assassin's Creed 4. I would love to play through that for the channel. I would absolutely love to play through that with the channel. But there's a lot of this. It's a lot of ocean travel. It's a lot of stuff where it's gameplay that's better for yourself because it's much more of a personal kind of experience thing. This kind of stuff's fine, but it's not the most entertaining. For me, this is fine. But yeah. Games like The Witcher 3 do this a little better, where there's a lot of things to do along the way and you don't feel like you're trying to get to map points or certain points in the game specifically because you know that, at least for me, I know how long The Witcher 3 is and I know how long a lot of sequences play out. So with Breath of the Wild and Assassin's Creed games especially, I just know in general that I want to get the map points so I can get faster at things. I don't know why I'm removing my pants. I don't know. It's like the rhythm of the game with this is reminding me of Assassin's Creed right now more than something like Elder Scrolls or Witcher. Because with those games, I'm used to the fast travel points. You can't freely fast travel in The Witcher 3. So with that game, you have that limitation to stop you from doing things like what I'm trying to do right now, so you can just kind of sit back and enjoy the game. And I could with this, but I don't really want to because I have that ability to do it, so why wouldn't I? It would help me overall with the movement of the gameplay and exploring the game and everything. Quests. But yeah, I don't know. I'm getting tired of explaining it. My voice is hurting. And with Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, Morrowind, Skyrim, any of these with their fast travel points, you still have to explore that I feel more comfortable just having happen along the way because the world is so big and there's so much that happens constantly. With this, there's a whole lot of nothing that happens constantly. I'm just kind of walking around, and it's different between Breath of the Wild and this. I still do this in Breath of the Wild, running around getting shrines and getting all the towers and stuff immediately, but there's all these enemies in the overworld, which makes me impatient. It makes me much more impatient than Breath of the Wild with its overworld. With Breath of the Wild's overworld, I feel much more isolated, and everything's a lot quieter. So I contemplate things a bit more than I do with this. There is no tablet thing here? Where is it? Oh, that dude has it. I think I saw that, but I didn't know what he had in his hand. Yeah. Where'd it go? Did I glitch it or something? It's just not here anymore. There's a lot of ums going on because I just don't know what's going on, man. I'm tired. This game makes me tired. Okay, here it is. I think it's spawned in properly this time. Thank you. I'll stop divulging in the philosophies of Breath of the Wild and such. That game, it's my second favorite game, so comparing it to this is going to be pretty hard. Alright, let's do this. The stupid maze from up there in the ocean is now in the sky. Lovely. That's lovely. Well, that kind of explains what the weird cubes in the sky are. I think it's just those labyrinths. Yeah, like that's the one from Tabantha. There's not much in the sky up over here, actually. It's pretty vacant. I don't know what that is. There's like, you see that? It's like going from the ground up to one of the sky islands. Weird. I don't know if I have that shrine right there. That's Pura's old. Yeah, I do not. But that's Pura's old lab. There's nobody there to my knowledge. At the ancient Akala. At the Akala Ancient Lab. Alright, we'll do some shrines. We'll start with this one. We'll do a couple shrines. Combat training, sneak strikes. Alright, so now we're playing Metal Gear. I like how it noticed me at the last second, but I still succeeded with it, so doesn't matter. Well done. Do I just have to do it again? Or did I fail that for some reason? Oh no, it's patrolling now, okay. Is it on a cycle? Yeah, okay, it's doing a block cycle. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Man. Yes, please get a move on with this script. The text is very slow. What direction is it going this time? It's going this way, so... How did it hear me? I'm moving slow. A result of your inexperience. I'm crouching and I'm moving slowly. I'll be very slow this time. Okay. That, me running behind the fence set it off. Okay, game, okay. My headset almost fell off. I was leaning backwards in my chair. Alright, game, I'll play it your way. I'll be very quiet. Nice and sneaky. Smooth and buttery quiet. I'll be quieter than a wisp of air. I'll be quieter than death. You see? And it still didn't work because it looked way too far behind it. I'm going to try from this angle. Yeah, no. Alright, I'll go at a diagonal angle instead. How's that? Okay, there we go. Yes, yes, thank you. All right. Let's do the shrine out here. Oh, here's Epona, I forgot. I'm sorry I left you out here on my adventures alone. Have fun with the thunderstorm. Turbine power. Da. I have to be a bit careful on their placement, but this is working. Okay, I've got this running. What do I do now? Whoa, okay. What is that? Nothing. Oh, okay. Well, we've got 3 of these heads here. I'm just gonna take them down there and see if I can do anything with them. All right. It's like the spin... It's a spin attack puzzle, but it's just the flames instead. Oh, that's not fun. Vertical. How far does it go? Ah, kind of far, not too far. Right, so after a certain amount of time, it realizes that it's on fire, and it will pour continuously until it's doused. Interesting how it's still too high. Um, bomb arrows won't... Well, fire arrows won't work because it'd still be too quick for it to take everything out again. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Stop it for a moment. We're about to get fun. One of these will work. All I need to do is activate them. Oh, I don't have any arrows. Ooh. Got it. Now that is a puzzle. That is a this is a stupid, fun, and great puzzle. Look at this. It's the classic spin attack puzzle, but done on its head. Yeah, we're getting you out of here, bud. Nope. I'm sorry. I wonder how weird that is for an opponent to be like, oh, we're leaving. And I'm gone. There is nobody here to help you. I bet Epona has abandonment issues. Okay, I'm naked for some reason. This shrine imprisons and purifies the ancient evil. My clothes were evil? Outside equipment is forbidden. Oh, no. Proving grounds vehicles. Can I just not do this one today? This looks a bit intense. I don't have any tools at all. Do I have to commit Grand Theft Auto and just hit things with my car? I can't move anymore. The car was stuck. Oh, he's got a hammer. I love this. Whenever the CD soundtrack for this game comes out, I am buying it. This is great music. That'll do. Yeah, we literally just have to hit these guys with the cars. If we can. Back it up. Back it up. I love this melody that's going on with it. Oh no, we've Austin powered it. Oh no. One of them's coming after us too. We've straight Austin powered it. Mike Myers would be proud. Alright, so... just got a few of them left in here. Missed them. This'll do. No, it won't. Headshot. I know which car to get, though. And I know that there's, like, spikes and other things to upgrade the vehicle with. I won't be using much of any of this in the actual game, but it's fun to do. Right, it was this one? No, that's the vehicle I want to get. Let me on. Let's see how this spike board does. A lot more damage. This guy's kind of stuck on my front, though. There we go. Didn't even know what hit him. And it acts as a pretty decent shield, too. Yeah, these guys seem a little stronger. They're gonna take a few passes to get rid of. Okay, that one's down. Just one more. There's a lot of items to pick up here. Got him. Oh, all the stuff the Zonai dropped is gone. That would have been a pretty good amount of materials, but sure. I get it. Alright, so now there's a shrine in the Citadel. The Citadel does have a Gleeok on it. Scary enough. We can probably take a look at it real quick. Where's the Gleeok at? It's behind this, right? I don't see it. There's one here, if memory serves right. There's one at least around here. Oh, he's over here. There it is. Yeah. It's on that part of the Citadel. It's one of the lightning ones. I don't know if there's a Frost Gleeok yet. I've only seen the Fire and Lightning, but I've seen quite a bit of the Fire and Lightning ones. I've also seen a fight that someone had with one of them, and the Gleeoks are kind of insane. They are very difficult bosses. I don't know when I'll ever actually try to properly fight one. A prone pathway. Okay, I see. This is another good puzzle. I'll get this first. I need to shift it with that other switch, though. Wow, Sokka, I gotta say, you chose the best vacation. Here we go. Yep. That was pretty good. That was pretty easy, but pretty good. I'll do 3 more shrines for the day, and I think I'm good. I'm tired. It's actually pretty late. It's like 11 at night. And I just want to make sure I'm not, like, overtaking... Not overtaking, but, you know, what's the phrase? Biting off more than I can chew? That's it. Because I don't know what is in these shrines. I don't know how long they're going to take. Okay, this one I have all my gear taken again. The hunt. That doesn't sound very cash money. What is this little Roomba doing? Oh, these guys are like on... These are literally Zonai constructs that are on my side. Okay. So I can have little Roomba fellas who fight for me. They're little battle bots. Let me give this one here. I should have upgraded that fella, but... Please, Link, just grab it, for God's sakes. I guess not. I just kind of have to sit and let this play out, I guess. The little fellas seem indestructible, but they do take a while to fight. I can give it a shot too, I guess, with this. Fire doesn't seem to hurt him, but it does stun him. I'm in danger of myself. Okay. I ran and dropped and the fire hit me from behind because I dropped it behind me for some reason. Alright, let's try that again. And try to gear up the little guys as much as we can this time. Now that we know what's going on. Oh, they're sandwiching them. That worked pretty fast. Alright, time to move you guys in. Link, just hit it, for God's sakes! I am trying my damn hardest to get over there and just swipe it, and instead, because of his physical movement, he gets on top of it for some reason. Ooh, that frustrated me. That was ridiculously stupid. It's like I'm swinging at it, instead of hitting it, he gets on top of it. I do like how they actually get stuck like real Roombas, though. Yes, crush him to death, please. Thank you. Now let's start this again. And they're going after me instead this time. Lovely. So I don't have time to make the fire dude this time either. Start up. Why are you stuck in place? This is why I said 3 more shrines. I'm gonna just outfit these dudes and try to hang back and let them do their thing. That's what I have been trying to do. But I'm gonna be even more cautious about it. This is kind of like Terminator, in a way. Just let the robots fight it out amongst themselves. That's not Terminator. Terminator is humans versus robots, but you get the gist. It's just like, ooh, I'm watching mechanical warfare. Okay, Spike Lads have finished off over there. They have now In standard Roomba fashion, gotten stuck in the corner. I am the Roomba now. Oh, come on. I'm probably still gonna lose this. I don't even know what's back behind here. Are there more? There's another one of the little fellas, but... like, I'll activate him, sure, but I don't think he's gonna help much. There's another one up on this platform, too. This is a fairly complex shrine, to be honest. Okay. This one's a tank now. Run away from him. He is scary. He's gonna blow me up, too. That works. I can't believe I finished this. I love how I just put that on him and realized it was a cannon. He could have blew me up so easy, too. Just run away. Run away before he does. Let's get out of here. Yeah, the cannon's still firing, so I'm getting out of here. It comes into this chamber and blows me up as I do this. That would be terrible. Alright, let's get this shrine down here. I think this is the one for Lurlin Village, so we may as well take a look at it. It is. So this is Lurlin Village now. There's a giant pirate ship here. And the town is destroyed. That's actually kind of sad. It was very sad the first time I saw this. I was kind of angry, actually, and I don't get angry very easy. But yeah, there's just a bunch of... It's been destroyed and taken over by a bunch of bokoblins. Endless Alphos. And we've got some old friends. At least one of them here. They've destroyed the village. It's ruined. Nowhere we're getting close with all those monsters around. Hmm? Why do I get the feeling we're being watched? Oh, were you planning on visiting Lurlin Village? You might want to make other plans if you value your life. Not to ruin your travel plans, but as head of the village, it's my duty to protect locals and visitors alike. It might be difficult to see in the dark, but monsters have taken over the village. I don't know if they're after food or supplies or what have you, but the minute they arrived, they started acting like they owned the place. By some bit of luck, everyone from the village managed to escape in one piece. But with their homes destroyed and nowhere to live, well, the villagers have scattered to the four winds. If only those monsters went there. Master builder that I am, I don't have the buildings. I'd have those buildings fixed up in a jiffy. There's certainly been an increase in monsters lately. I wonder if it's because of the upheaval. And they seem more aggressive, too. I never thought they'd be bold enough to launch an attack from the sea. They're behaving just like pirates. As long as even a single one of them remains, it's too dangerous to go near the village. Ruffian-infested village. A bunch of ruffian and rascals they are, hmm? Rambunctious Rudies. Alright, so we got to talk to Bolson. He wasn't like, hey, Link, how is it? But whatever. Alright, we're not here to do that today, but we're here to do the shrine. We'll come back and free the village soon enough. And it's another one where we have our stuff taken. Proving Grounds flow. But why? I mean, he blew himself up, but still. That was not great. The way he just kind of doubled over into the water and went under the raft. Oh, we got the big boy noticed us. Okay. I need all the items that this dude had. Weirdly enough, this seems kind of glitched, but I'm gaining stamina from it. Why can I not jump up here? Thank you. I was gonna say, I don't know where that other one is firing from. He's over there. What, these hurt me? You're kidding me. Well, I know what I'm up against. I know what everything is. The fact that that hurt me is ridiculous. They were like single barbs. I'm pretty sure I was shooting through the platform there, but I'll take it. No, that's way too fast for me to dive off into that. I'm gonna drown if I try and do that again. There we go. Oh, did the guy up there shoot me or something? I'd count that down to bad luck, okay. Anyway. Alright, so another try, another try. Already got hit. That's lovely. I'm probably going to die now. I am out of arrows, which is very bad for this. Yep, may as well have died there anyway. Yeah, these shrines are pretty brutal. I will say I'm not having the most fun with them, but they're interesting. They do make me think, but they're too difficult for me to enjoy. The radius of that blast is insane. I'm gonna die again. Yep. Yeah, they're too difficult for me to enjoy, but they're interesting. Can I just restart now? Just shoot me. I mean, that works too. I do still have the spear now. Oh, that sucks. Even if their arrow hits the water, I'm still screwed. I may as well swim at this point. Don't know how I didn't die from that, but sure. Yeah, I'm not sure if anyone else has come across this, but this ladder seems kind of bugged. I have to defeat him. I can't just run up there, so... There we go. The smart move is pushing him into the water. Alright, let's get the heck out of Dodge. Yeah, these survival shrines are very difficult. They're not too difficult to where I just want to like put the controller down, turn off the game, and come back to it later. But they certainly make you think. Alright, one more shrine. We'll do one more, and then I think we're good for the day. Let's do this one. Long or wide? That's what she asked before the date. But no, what is this? Is that really what these things do? Oh, that is wild. I can plant these things and it just makes light? More so creepy, I can just shoot an arrow with one of these on and make a light. That's interesting. I didn't know they did that. Alright. Long or wide. And now we're about to spank! There he goes. Right in. There are some euphemisms here, Nintendo. Some very horny euphemisms. I don't know how I feel about it in my Zelda game. Oh, I see. I think we need to add some more weight. There we go. Oh man, what is this? This one looks huge. But why? It's not letting me off easy here. Why? Why this last puzzle? There's nothing here for me to slap myself to the exit. All right, sorry about that. I had to take the headset off to just shut up and focus on that. I don't care whatever they wanted me to do that. I was done. I was just done with whatever the puzzle they had here was with the minecart. I'm just like, no. I'm just gonna walk across. I'm just gonna freehand it. Do it my way. I'm done for the day. Okay. That was the last shrine of the day, and I'm fine with ending it with me walking across a rail across a gap of death again. So we're going to go to Hateno. Increase our health gauge. And I am done for the day. I'm tired. This game has stressed me out quite a bit. It is fun in an interesting way, but I'm still curious if it'll be fun sooner or later in a gameplay way. Hateno brings me comfort, although there are these tacky mushrooms around now. There's Nehru. Alright, my voice is fried to its crisp, bare bones. I'm stressed and tired. I need food. And, I'm kind of done with this game shenanigans right now. So, next time we'll continue with more Tears of the Kingdom, more 3DS stuff. Maybe more Ghost of Tsushima if I end up deciding on that. And we'll see what the future holds here. I am tired. It is time for dinner. It is 11:48 at night. Thank you for watching. Today has been great progress. It has been a lot of shrines. It has been a lot of zip-zoodling around with the map to get to the different towers, to activate some of those. It's been a lot of busy work. It's been a lot of progressive busy work, but it's a lot of necessary work. And it's stuff that I would prefer to have captured instead of just doing it off in the background. The background stuff to me would be like running around to get 2 shrines to do the puzzles for the capturing. We'll still do plenty of running around. I'll do tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow, but next time I think I'll just kind of run around, maybe out towards the Rito area up north that I haven't been to yet, just to see what that's about. Maybe, if I remember. But yes, thank you for watching, and have a good night. I am tired, and I hope I am not getting sick.